reporters now reporting. Chief Anchor George Stephanopoulos. Good evening and welcome to our special coverage of
I'm watching the debate.
the most unusual presidential election in modern
You can
times.
see it.
As the scene at Belmont University in Nashville, we're just about an hour from now. Donald Trump and Joe Biden will take the stage less than 12 days from when the last vote will be cast. Already, almost 50 million Americans have voted, a staggering number, more than a third of the total vote in 2016. And with President Trump now trailing Vice President Biden by about 10 points in national polls, this may be his last best chance to shake up this race. The big question tonight, how will President Trump adjust after that disastrous first debate more than 3 weeks ago? Even the president's own aides called his blushing performance a self-inflicted wound. He lost ground in the polls and in the ratings at those dueling town halls that replaced the second debate last week. For Joe Biden, the big question, can he close the deal with voters tonight? Avoid the kind of big mistake that could change the dynamic of a race he's been leading since January. I'm here at ABC's election headquarters with entire political team. David Muir, the pandemic, how the president has handled it, still the dominant issue in this race.
The question, George, there's really no way to escape the pandemic, both on that debate stage and in these final 12 days of the campaign. And quite frankly, Americans are aware of this. They're living this.
Have y'all seen the movie W?
American families have actually been affected by it.
This is good 4 stars.
Cases going up in 84% of the country tonight.
No, as soon as they make no goddamn president.
Right now, with these 12 days left in the Midwest, in the middle of the country, in the South, 60,000 new cases a day. You remember it was much.
So you think I need to hard on my
Are you comfortable with the idea of this election being a referendum on your handling of the pandemic?
Is the army everything? You got it, huh?
Came up in your town hall, George, with the president as well.
They taking presidential classes.
In these last couple of days, these rallies in the battleground states, he's saying COVID, COVID, COVID. They want to scare the hell out of people. And on the scientists, he said people are tired of hearing from Dr. Fauci and all these idiots going after Joe Biden for saying he would listen to the scientists. It'll be interesting tonight to see if we hear that rally.
Circumcision is mandatory, but you gotta wait till you're 9 states.
Tone tonight from the president defending his handling of the pandemic. From Joe Biden, I would expect you'll
Son, get the fuck out your goddamn casket. You ain't dead and you a vampire.
against those attacks, George, that he would lock down the
That way you sit on it.
After one saying that he would follow
Like gangster.
the scientists if they perhaps suggested it, that the science comes first for Joe Biden.
And of course, the stage tonight will show the effects of the pandemic. Those plexiglass shields will be up. Everyone in the hall will be wearing them out. Lindsay Davis, we talked about this early vote. The numbers, we've never seen anything like it before.
We have never seen anything like this.
So
There's too much, too little, too
Majority of y'all didn't run with the devil and say mommy.
tonight today. Much of the country has
And a few other
already
people.
decided who they're going to vote for.
I'm going to prison for 197 years. Yeah, I'm blowing their ass up.
Have already their votes are signed, sealed, and delivered. That's 1/3 of the 138 million people who cast the ballot overall in the presidential election in 2016. I suppose that their target audience tonight is 3% of Americans who still identify.
That's how the rest of the world go to hell.
Voters.
And the sun quit smiling at me because you ain't gonna eat my ass up. That's what one plane flew into the motherfucker. So y'all better find the devil and decapitate that motherfucker. He don't live here. On this damn planet. I fucking year. Somebody go talk to God without killing yourself. Somebody start arguing with that motherfucker.
No question Americans are engaged in this election. That is clear. I want to go to the hall right now. Our Chief White House correspondent John Karl is there. What do we
Them his goddamn kids, him my damn kids. Who the fuck told you to catch the matter having? You supposed to been dead. You ain't got shit to do. What the fuck with people?
I expect he's going to come out with all the ferocity that we saw in Cleveland, attacking Joe Biden on personal terms, going after his son Hunter's business dealings. His advisors hope to also make a sharp contrast on the economy. But the bottom line, George, is that he really needs to change this race.
Saints still preach the right religion.
Chance to do it perhaps his last.
You're far from the devil. Please read your Bible. And then the one I just posted, it's really in the Catholic Protestant Bible. Somebody go slap the shit out of King James. It used to be in every Bible because there was a preacher before Rudolph Mullins. And then he preached before. This motherfucker used to walk in the church with the King James version. They better suck my ass with shit in it.
That can be a challenge. He doesn't want to get dragged into the mud with the president. And he instead wants to focus on the pandemic, arguing that is the president's biggest failure. This is not about a really about whether the president can present a vision, a concrete vision for a second term.
Right, Mary, on that muting of the mics, we know during the first answers for each candidate, the other candidate's mic will be muted. Want to bring in our senior White House correspondent, Cecilia Bates. Cecilia, your colleague on the White House speak from NBC, Christian Welker, going to be the moderator tonight. President Trump has already been playing the refs, attacking her nearly every day.
Working the refs before the games even started, George, I will say I've worked with Christian Welker in covering this president from the very beginning. I covered Hillary Clinton's campaign in 2016 with her. She is nothing but a straight shooter, among the most thorough and fair journalists I know. She's also a great friend, and I know that that is what she is going to bring those traits to that stage tonight. But this, George, has been a pattern. The president has repeatedly reserved his most below-the-belt attacks for particularly women journalists of color. We have seen this time and time again, and that is what he's doing again.
In my body,
This evening. And I gotta
it's
say,
telling me just to sing though.
his own aides want to see. They want to see him focused. Attacks like this on someone like Christian Welker are not
Somebody wrote some songs for me to learn to sing though.
to win that he is losing right now. And the government
Terrence Howard, what I ask you?
he's behind 38 percentage points at this point to Joe Biden.
I sing church songs too, I know them.
Okay, Cecilia, thanks very much. Let's take a deeper look at those polls right now. Tom Giannis is here. You've been focused on those battleground states, those 6 key states. Both campaigns have been focused on all year long.
That's right, George. And tonight there is a slight change from the last debate 2 weeks ago. So let's take a look. We're talking about the big six. These are the most important battlegrounds where the election could be decided. Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Florida, and North Carolina. In this column, this is the president's margin of victory 4 years ago. And in this column, who's leading right now? It's a
Joey, the ace patient gotta shut the fuck up. But who is Joey Brickshire?
So what's changed in 2 weeks? Well, there's been minimal change.
I'm so happy.
In Michigan,
You know,
Carolina, Joe Biden has increased his
Eric Hill, you know the big ass shootout that was on the TV when I was 15?
but in Wisconsin,
They had to sedate me.
Joe Biden has taken a slight dip.
I made it to school, but they had to sedate me.
Now you may be thinking this is so small. Why are we
It was a shootout
Well, when you look at the margin
in some place on basketball court.
4 years ago, 23.7.7, every vote matters. In
Joey Brickshire a victim. He ain't dead.
Again,
I thought he was.
but it is important.
They 49th Street, they kiss my ass with shit in it.
The ethnic state, they all say it's going to be a close election, and George
I'm so happy.
Biden campaign had to
I
go
feel like singing.
as we get
It's
closer
like
to election.
singing in the rain.
Spring and May triple 25-38 in May. Your forecast has actually improved, shows some improved chances for Joe Biden since the first debate.
Yeah, Trump is down to a 12% chance, which isn't nothing. It's a 1-8 chance. They'll flip a coin because it fails 3 times. But it is down from about 22% before the debate. Trump has lost ground in national polls. It's a bit closer, as Tom said, in the key states. But the main thing is, like, there is not that much time left on the clock, especially after tonight. If you're down 6 points in Pennsylvania on election night, it's a pretty big effort to overcome. So Trump really does, I know it's cliche, he really does need to find a way to tighten the race tonight.
Especially with all those early votes coming in. Let's take a deeper look at those.
Yeah, so we said 47 million people have voted already. What does that mean? George, 4 years ago at this point, 5.9 million people had voted. So right now, we're at nearly a 700% increase. This comes from our friend Dr. Michael McDonald from the U.S. Elections Project. He's been tracking all this. Right now, we already have 30% of the total vote we had in 2016 locked in. So the big question is, who is this going to benefit? Well, right now, from the states that give party registration data, Democrats are outpacing Republicans in the mail-in ballots, the ones that have been sent in. But tonight, and this is where it gets interesting, Republicans are pointing to another data point, the registration of new voters. And in Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Florida, since the primaries, the GOP, the Republicans, have an increase. Plus 100,000.
It doesn't matter, Trump, baby.
Plus 45,000, I think, here in North Carolina.
You're a winner anyway.
45,000 in Florida.
Because 356 million people don't want to die. Because they ran with the bad pole of the clown.
I do want to ask, what do you make of the partisan breakdown of these early numbers?
He did, you know, the good guy right here just said there's no, I mean, you can argue and fuck the motherfucker up.
He's ahead by 15 or 20 points with independents in some polls. I think you will.
You just argue with me and fuck the motherfucker up.
You already have high Democratic turnout. But I think Trump, his whole flaw strategically is focusing too much on his base. We know that the Democratic base will also turn out, and you have to win. You have to win independents. You cannot lose them at least by 15 points in election day.
And Nate, how about that number that Lindsay brought up earlier, the significant percentage of first-time voters showing up in the early vote?
Yeah, so we are now projecting that turnout might wind up.
Yeah, urge to the debate. Come on.
5 million voters.
This is pre-debate.
40 or 160 or 165.
I'm the happiest motherfucker. Huh?
37 in 2016.
Yeah.
Necessarily means you're going to have a lot of first-time voters, or maybe somebody who voted for Obama in 2012 was turned off by Clinton and is now going to vote again for one candidate or another in 2020.
Silver, thanks very much. The roundtable's next. We'll be right back.
Trillions of costumes, starting at $9.99. Mix it, match it. You do you. Only at Party City.
It's so embarrassing we overpaid for this used car. We don't even want to show our faces around here.
If you don't see me, you're not seeing the most accurate price. Well, shop with Carfax. You won't have to overpay on a used car again. Shop the millions of great deals at the all-new Carfax.com.
Thinking about your financial plan? So are we. Prudential helps 25 million people with their financial needs. With over 90 years of investment experience, our thousands of financial professionals can help. Go to Prudential.com or talk to an advisor.
I started new last year. It's both gentle and fast.
New great tasting Velcolac soft juice works naturally with the water in your body in as little as 30 minutes. Puts you comfortably in control. New Velcolac soft juice.
5G just got a lead. iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro are here on Verizon 5G. The coverage of 5G nationwide and in more and more cities, and performance of 5G ultra wideband. Get iPhone 12 on us this spring. Only on Verizon. Stop and change your life.
I think I'm the sharpest. You're a rock star.
Big moment, Lisa. Get this shot once.
Friday on ABC. America being swept away by the return of the classic game show. And host Leslie Jones is the bomb.
I love giving money away, especially when it ain't mine.
Supermarket Sweep, new Sunday at 8 on ABC.
Live from Nashville, Tennessee, and ABC News Election Headquarters.
Pre-debate.
This is a 2020 special.